If you're subscribed to this channel, you already know that you're a member of the journaling army, and if you're not subscribed, you should go ahead and do that now. But did you know that the journaling army doesn't just include writing in a journal, it also includes bullet journaling. For those of you who don't know, I also bullet journal. I started in March of 2021. I had always wanted to get into bullet journaling. I was so obsessed with scrolling on Pinterest and looking at bullet journal ideas and looking at Bujo videos on YouTube. And it wasn't until I saw my friend Shaylee's bullet journal that I was finally inspired to start a bullet journal of my own. Shout out to Shaylee. If it wasn't for you, I probably would have never actually started bullet journaling. And she also helped me figure out what bullet journaling essentials are best for me. When I first started bullet journaling in March of 2021, I posted a TikTok of my first ever spreads and it completely blew up. I think like my first video got like over 1 million views right off the bat. And it was just so insane and everybody wanted me to make an Etsy shop, and so I did, where I sell copies of the spreads that I make. But anyway, now that you know my whole bullet journaling story, I wanted to go ahead and share my bullet journaling essentials in case you wanted to start doing it on your own. So over here in this pile, I have everything that I would use for bullet journaling. These are pretty much the essentials. This is everything that I would be using. You don't need to use all this stuff. These are just the recommendations that I have for you, but you can use whatever works best for you. To start off, we have the bullet journals themselves. I've only actually ever used one kind of bullet journal, and it's from Archer and Olive. My friend Shaylee was the one who got me hooked on these. They are just so incredible. I never felt the need to try a different bullet journal because these are just so good. This isn't sponsored or anything, but I really wish it was because I love Archer and Olive bullet journals. I have two of them here. You can see this one, it's more of like a fabric cover with this gold decal, and then this one is more of like a faux, like not even leather, but I don't even know what it's called, but it has a bunch of really pretty gold plants on it. So this was my bullet journal in 2021. I'll go ahead and do like a little bit of a flip through of it. So again, here are the two bullet journals that I've used. So like you guys know, I started this bullet journal in March of 2021. So I have this nice little cover page, and originally when I started it, I left space to do the yearly spreads as well as January and February, but clearly that didn't ever really happen. I started it, didn't finish it. I also left space to do the monthly covers, didn't happen. January never happened, and yeah, it just was all very sad, but we can skip right to March. I do have a video where I do a more in-depth flip through, so definitely go check that out if you want to see everything in this bullet journal. For now, I was just going to show you the monthly themes that I did each month. So March was a Google/tech theme. This was probably my favorite one because it just felt really creative, and it's where my bullet journaling journey all started. April was stationery. This is probably a close second of mine. I really loved this one. May was mandala. This one took so freaking long, but I love the way that it turned out. June was puzzle themed. This was Tetris, and these are the little puzzle pieces. July was travel. This one was just so cute as well. August was princess. So this was like the Disney castle. It was written in like the Disney font. A lot of you guys really loved this one. September was back to school themed. So this looks like a piece of paper and there's a bunch of school supplies. October we have Halloween. November is coffee themed. And lastly we have December, which is pretty much just like a Christmassy theme with fun different things here. And then the rest of this bullet journal is empty. And then I also have this second one here. This was kind of what I like to call my everything bullet journal, or just my everything journal. I haven't done too much in it, but I'll do a flip through of that as well. I really should start using this bullet journal more. The cover page is so cute. I love it so much. I just have a lot of miscellaneous things in here, so this was like my Breaking Bad tracker when I watched that. As you can see, I finished the whole show. It was so good. If you haven't watched it, you definitely should. An Instagram tracker, which this is like now way off because obviously I've finished all of this. My YouTube tracker, which was like my road to 20K subscribers, so you can tell that this is pretty old. TikTok tracker and Instagram tracker. This is definitely not updated. I think I'd be around here now. This one will honestly take a long time to fill up because it's all the way to 10,000. But if you want to help me out, go follow my Instagram and my TikTok while you're at it. And speaking of TikTok, here we are. I think I would only be at like 130K right now because I have not been showing my TikTok enough love recently. This just has like a bunch of little fonts that say January, and that is literally all that I have in this bullet journal. As you can see, I haven't really worked on it in almost a whole year now. And next we have the actual supplies to bullet journal with. The first thing that I'd recommend is just a pencil. I use a mechanical pencil, but it literally could be anything. Personally, I think that sketching out your bullet journal spreads is a very important step in just making them look really nice. You don't need to do that if you don't want to, but that's just what I would usually do for all of my spreads. I like to use standard mechanical pencils, specifically one with a nice pencil top eraser, but really this is probably like the least important bullet journaling supply that you need. You can use whatever you want. After sketching all of my bullet journal spreads, then I would move to outlining them in a black ink. And my favorite thing to use for that are the micron pens. They're just really superior in my opinion. They come in a variety of different sizes and I just really love them. I have way too many micron pens. I have multiples of the sizes, but that's honestly one of my favorite things about them is just that there are so many different sizes of them. them. They range in this small one from 005, or you can see it better here on this one, all the way up to a 1. So you can see how thin this tip is. So super thin. And then the 1 is almost like an entire marker. Oh my gosh, I forgot there's also a 003. Look how teeny tiny that is, if it'll even focus on it. Wow. I usually use the 08 in my bullet journaling, sometimes the 05 or the 03. The other ones aren't super necessary for bullet journaling in my opinion. They also have a brush pen, but if I'm being honest, I really do not like their brush pen at all. One of the things I really don't like about the micron pens is you can see that the numbers rub off really easily. I don't even know how that entirely happened. I think just like when I close it and push down, it just like will slowly get rid of the numbers. I don't really know. But I do really like the micron pens for bullet journaling because they typically don't bleed or smudge or anything when you add color on top of them. And then if you're looking to do calligraphy, specifically small hand lettering, I would definitely recommend the Tombow Furunosuke brush pens. They're really good for beginners, and like I said, they're good for the small hand lettering. Highly recommend these ones as well. This is what the Tombow Furunosuke pens look like. I have a couple different kinds of them. This one has a hard tip. You can see the barrel is a little bit more like of a navy blue. This black one is a soft tip, which I prefer. And then there's also this dual tip one, which has a soft tip on one end in black, and then a gray one here. I accidentally broke it somehow, but it still works and doesn't dry out or anything. These are really good for small hand lettering. I love the gray because you can add shadows, and these are definitely a bullet journaling essential for me. Now, as for adding color to your bullet journals, I have a couple different recommendations. So if you're still wanting to do hand lettering, specifically bigger hand lettering, my go-to option would be the Tombow dual brush pens. They are a little pricey, but to me, they are worth it. So these are all of my Tombow dual brush pens. I think there's 96 of them. I got this off of Amazon and it came with the stand. Pretty pricey if I'm being honest, but since I use them so often, I think it's worth it. You can see that they have a dual tip. So this marker side is really good for big hand lettering. And then they also have this other side, which is a marker tip. I love how many different colors they have. They're also vibrant and fun. Highly recommend these for bullet journaling. You definitely don't need to buy all of them. They come in smaller packs and you can also buy them individually at certain craft stores. I really love the black one. Mine is almost out because of how much I've used it. I seriously love these so much. However, if you're just starting out with bullet journaling, Crayola Super Tips are a really good beginner option, and you can achieve a very similar look with them. You guys are all probably familiar with Crayola Super Tips. They are much cheaper than the Tombow dual brush pens. You can get them from places like Walmart. This is what the nib looks like. So you're able to get somewhat of a hand lettering effect with them for much cheaper. And they also come in a bunch of different colors. I definitely don't have all of them. If I'm being honest, I don't use them that often, but if you are just starting with bullet journaling, it's a really good, nice, cheaper place to start so that you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money on something like the Tombow dual brush pens. Another one of my essential bullet journal supplies are the Zebra mild liners. I seriously love these for adding color and coloring things in. They're just so fun, and I use them in my everyday journaling as well, but to me, they are just superior for bullet journaling too. If you've been on my channel at all, you guys already know that I love mild liners. They also have a dual tip here. One side is more flat, as you can see, whereas the other side is pointed. A lot of people actually didn't realize that they were a dual tip, since like this end is kind of not super in your face as a marker end. I love all of the different colors. I think I have 25 of them, and I have a duplicate of the light gray. I got these at Target, and they're just really great for coloring things in with bullet journaling, and they also don't smudge the micron pens if you draw over top of them. This isn't super necessary, but I do also like having a white pen for bullet journaling. I just like using it to add details and everything to certain things, whether it be lettering or drawings in my bullet journal. Honestly, it's really hard to find a good white pen. These are the best ones that I've found so far. I know a lot of people like the Jelly Roll pens, but I personally didn't really like them. These are the Uniball Signo ones, and I don't use them super often, but when I do, it's nice to just add like a little bit of detailing to drawings or hand lettering to make it look like a little shiny or more dimensional. If you guys have any white pen recommendations, let me know, because I do like these, but I feel like there could be better ones out there. And then I do actually have one more bullet journaling essential, and that would be an iPad with an Apple Pencil. Obviously, this is pretty expensive and not necessary, but I did start digitally designing my bullet journal spreads in 2022. I kind of miss doing them, like physically drawing them out. However, because I do put the spreads up on my Etsy shop, having them digitally designed not only makes it a lot easier for me to get them up on my Etsy shop, but it also is higher quality for you guys and the products that you're buying. I use the app Procreate to design all of my spreads. As you can see, I have a bunch of different versions of each one. So there's like a month specific one with color and no color. And then there's also blank versions that can be used for any month with and without color as well. And those are all up on my Etsy shop. I definitely wouldn't recommend buying a whole iPad just to start bullet journaling, but if you do do have one already, digitally designing them yourself and or buying like some of my spreads that I sell or someone else's spreads could be a really good option for you if you want to digitally fill in bullet journal spreads yourself. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to watch my journaling video essentials if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed and subscribe to the Journaling Army. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys!